What's up, everyone? Welcome to another episode of Roman's Creative Academy. As always, I'm Jay.
And I'm Mike. And today we're going to be going over the three main facets that you need in order to get a creative deal done, right? It's not just paperwork, it's not just certain team members, but you need a skill set, right? You need certain team members to get a deal done, and you also need certain paperwork. And we're going to break it down into threes today for everybody. We're going to go in a little bit more detail to talk about all that.
Yeah, so I guess the first and foremost, when you're looking for a creative deal, right, you have to know how to talk to these sellers. If you're the one going direct to seller, this is a skill that you really need to work on first and foremost. But where does that skill start? Is with what to ask them, right? You can't just go in there guns blazing like, hey, can you tell me X, Y, and Z? Like, I need this information and I need it now. It doesn't work like that.
Yep. You need to always lead into everything. I see a lot of people make mistakes where they have a lead come through where they just reach out to if they're sell by owner seller and say, hey, are you open to seller financing or creative financing? You're like, what the hell are you talking about? Right?
This,
You need to be able to ask your discovery questions. Everybody has a different set of discovery questions. We give our students a set of discovery questions in an opening script, and it's the same one that our VAs use. You have to understand what the seller's motivation is. You have to uncover these things, and by uncovering these things, it's a skill that obviously takes time, because a lot of people think that you're just interrogating a seller, but you're really just having a conversation, and through that conversation, which is guided by you, right, you're uncovering motivation, timeline, you're getting through speed bumps, all that.
yeah, so these questions allow you to, and I think you say it the best, is like go from questions that are non-intrusive to more intrusive so that you can get those questions answered and really be what we call the creative financer. Figure out what route is going to help the best with this person. Remember, we aren't trying to convince these people, we're educating them of a route that they can take that could benefit not only them, but also us, right? So it's a two-way street, not a one-way street. Like Mike said, so many times we've had people just go to a seller and say, hey, would you be open to seller financing? And they're like, excuse my French, what the fuck are you talking about? Like, just, are you a realtor? Are you going to buy my house? Are you going to buy it cash? Like, go get financing at the bank, right? And then it goes down this rabbit hole, and it is your job to get the questions that you need to be able to see the outcome that could potentially help them. So you need to guide the conversation, not allow them to go down all these different rabbit holes of what ifs, right? And we teach this to our students on how to control the conversation.
Yep, absolutely. And then when you're talking with the seller, right, you need to be able to get them through the questions, right? And you're going to have sellers who are asking you questions, who are going to give you kickback. You need to learn how to get through these questions, these objections, without also pissing them off, right? You piss them off, you lose your lead. That is also a skill set that you need, is to how to have a proper conversation to get what you want out of the conversation, but also make the seller feel comfortable and happy.
And how do you do that, Mike? Because we both have seen this happen so many times, where if you are not X and X, the seller smells that and says, nope, I'm not working with you.
Yep.
You have to be comfortable and confident, right? And comfortability and confidence comes when you are well versed in the creative financing world.
Yep, exactly. So when you're comfortable and confident on the phone, the seller feels at peace, and they feel like they're not getting a sales pitch. They feel like they're just having a normal conversation, which is truly what it is. And I can guarantee you that if you turn your negotiation or your sales calls into a proper, normal conversation that you'd have with anybody else, guarantee you're going to be closing a lot more deals, right? And the whole point of this is that with your negotiation skills, by you leading the conversation with comfortability and confidence and sincerity, when you ask your questions and when the seller is thinking of, I'm on the fence about this, they're going to be more inclined to want to work with you and be able to do the things that you are asking them to do, because they're also going to feel like as if they won, which that is your goal as well, right? The seller's goals and ideas and things that they need out of a sale are just as important as what you need, right?
So if you're like Mike J, like what the hell do I need to ask these sellers then? How do I go from non-intrusive to a little bit more intrusive to know what I'm doing? If you haven't checked out our Mastering the Perfect Pitch course, check it out. That'll help you pitch creative financing to your sellers that you go directly to. But here's the other thing that a lot of our students come to us and say, hey, I don't know whether this is a good creative deal or not. And that adds to the comfortability and confidence when you are negotiating. So here's one of our tools that we use with our team and with our students, and that's our creative financing calculator. If you don't have a creative financing calculator, check ours out. It'll help you, analyze the deal. And actually help you feel comfortable and confident of the terms that you are going to agree upon with the seller.
Yep, 100%. And this calculator is going to help you get from A to Z, and it's going to show you on paper what is going to make this deal a good deal and what not. If you do want it, it's super cheap. It's on our website, romanscreativeacademy.com. Go check it out, right? Now, second facet, you can't do everything yourself. You need a good team around you in order to get things done without certain aspects of the deal getting missed, as well as people who are properly trained and certified to do certain parts of the deal.
We just spoke at a meetup, and one of the people said to us, like, I don't know how you guys do it all, right? And the thing is that we have the proper team members placed in the proper seats so that we can go out and do what it is that we're good at. So Mike is the one negotiating, but once we negotiate and get that locked up, where does it go, right? And that goes to our first team member that is super crucial. And I want to say that a lot of people are like, well, why do I need this person and I need this person? That doesn't make any sense. I'm going to tell you why. So the first person is a transaction coordinator. The transaction coordinator, think about them as your paralegal on your side that is going to add to the team of attorney or title company. Here's the reason why. The TC has paperwork or CYAs that at least we give our students that help them not only now with a creative deal, but also in the future if something comes up. I'll give you an example. One of the documents is a limited power of attorney. Yes, absolutely, an attorney can write one up for you, but not all attorneys know how to do a creative deal. So the TC is really crucial to, one, finding an attorney who knows how to correctly get these through the finish line, but second, they know how to make sure that the right paperwork is put in place, as well as the additional CYAs that they hold.
Yep, exactly. And the transaction coordinator, truly, it helps us from start to finish, right? If you're not using one, you need to, especially for creative deals. I'll give you an example of specifically what they do during a transaction, right? After the purchase and sale agreement is signed, we contact our TC, let them know that we have a new deal. They contact the attorney, they contact the seller, and if we're signing the deal, we also tell them that we're signing it, and they contact the buyer. They coordinate everything from that point forward, from inspections that are needed for the county or for the city, from reviewing documents to getting addendums and paperwork signed, to getting disclosures and the CYAs signed throughout the process. If we had to do all of that, every time we did a deal, we'd have to wait until that deal closed in order to do another one. We wouldn't have the capacity, right? And we're going to give you the name of our TC. Make sure you let them know that Mike and Jay sent you, right? And we use Evelyn Garcia and Damien with Anchor Light TC. So if you're looking for a great, affordable, awesome TC, those are the people that you want to go to.
So, with that being said, don't ask me the question why I need a TC. Those people who aren't using TCs, rethink it, right? Because if you want to be a machine that is well oiled and turning deals over, then you really need to consider. And the third facet that we're going to talk about, which is what we've already hit upon, is the paperwork.
And
So many time and time again, we hear people saying the attorney can just get it done.
Yep, exactly. And it's really important that when you are doing a creative deal, that you have an attorney or title company that specifically is well versed in creative financing, right? You're not going to go to a title company, though. Let's be real, guys. Creative financing is an industry term. You're not going to call up the title company and go, hey, do you guys do creative financing? And they're going to be like, what the fuck are you talking about? Like, I'm going to be honest with you, just like straight up. You need to let them know, hey, do you handle a seller financing deal? Or transaction? Do you handle a subject to transaction? Do you handle wraparound mortgages? Do you handle novations? Right?
Do we handle a mirror wrap? Note, sub 2 is different from a mirror wrap. So you really need to understand what it is you're doing.
Yep, exactly. So that's what you need to ask for when you're picking and finding a title company. And then I'm going to spin it back to the TC. If you don't want to do that, your transaction coordinator will do that for you. If you have a good, proper TC, they will get you the attorney in that state for you that can handle the transactions. That's what they're known for. So guys, with that being said, remember, it's important that you have the skills needed to do a creative deal, the team members, and the paperwork. On top of that, if you need some additional resources to get yourself jump-started, make sure to go to romanscreativeacademy.com. We have Mastering the Perfect Pitch, which is going to teach you the proper questions to ask once you get leads. And I go live all the time on my Facebook page talking about how to get free leads. It's the simplest way ever. You couple that with Mastering the Perfect Pitch, you'll be doing deals in no time. We gave you our transaction coordinator on who we use. That's your second step. And the paperwork, which will come from the TC and the attorney we gave you there. And remember, it's important that you don't just lock up any creative deal or any type of deal, period. You need to make sure it's a good deal. So again, at romanscreativeacademy.com, real cheap. Go there, download the creative financing calculator and analyzer. It's going to tell you what's a good deal and what's not. And that's really important, right?
And if you come across a speed bump that we call that you're not sure what to do, use the Ask Us Anything link. That's there for you guys to ask us questions.
It's friggin' free. Come on, guys. You guys are slacking.
So remember, you want to pick someone's brain, use that link to pick ours.
Yeah. So with that being said, guys, always remember that if you like this video, if you got something out of it, to like, comment. Remember, comment any questions, anything that you can help us to make these videos better, and always hit the subscribe button below. Thanks again, guys. Have a good one.
See ya.